Well, hi there. Nice to be back, even virtually. We had been coming to the Hampton Bays Library for a good number of years and having the most fantastic audience. I'm so grateful to the East End Libraries, and in particular Donna Valley at Hampton Bays, who booked us. And I do hope that maybe next year we'll be seeing you in person.
Musher riggum durham da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, as I was out a-walking on Kilgarra Mountain, I met Colonel Farrell and his money he was counting. I drew forth my pistol and I rattled out my sabre. I said, stand and deliver, for I am the bold deceiver. Musher riggum durham da. Whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now the money in me hand, oh, it looked so fine and jolly, I brought it right straight home to give it to my Molly. She promised and she swore that she never would deceive me, but the devil's in the women and they all lie so easy. Push-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went to my chamber to prepare myself for slumber, dream of gold and silver, but sure it was no wonder. Molly took my pistols and she filled them up with water and called on Colonel Farrell to make ready for a slaughter. Wish-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Morning early, between 6 and 7, guards stood around me in numbers all uneven. I sprang for my pistol, but alas I was mistaken. I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken. Wish-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, they took me to the jail without a judge's writing for robbing Colonel Farrell upon Kilgarra Mountain. They did not take me fists, so I knocked that jailer down. Bid no fond farewell to that jail in Sligo town. Wish-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now some they takes delight in the boxing and the bowling, and others takes delight in them carriages a-rolling. I takes my delight in the juice of the barley, and courting pretty fair maids in the morning bright and early. Wish-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Wish-a-ring-um-de-rum-da, whack fall the daddy-o, whack fall the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
So that was Whiskey in the Jar, and the leader for that song was our young associate, Max Rowland, who was an absolutely incredible musician, expert in many things, many old-time things, music and boating and old-time crafts and reenactments and such. And he's just so great an asset to our group. Next, we'll have Patrick O'Rourke, he of the amazing tenor voice, singing Molly Malone. We really miss you singing it with us live in concerts, but I hope at least some of you will sing along with a lot of our songs at home. Why not? What else have you got to do? Okay, Patrick O'Rourke singing Molly Malone.
Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, 'twas there I first met sweet Molly Malone. She drove her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and that was no wonder. Her father and mother were fishmongers too. They drove their wheelbarrows through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of the fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost drives a barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Well, next it's going to be me, Larry Moser, singing The Rocky Road to Dublin. I'm pretty sure I first heard that many, many years ago, probably at the Philadelphia Folk Festival. And it's a pretty amazing song. You should definitely sing along on the chorus with this one. The chorus is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunt the hare, that's the hare, and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack Falaldi Ra. In the merry month of June, from me home I started, left the girls a tune, severely broken hearts and youth and father dear. Kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother, then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut a stout black thorn to banish ghosts, in Dublin's a brand new pair of robes, went the north of Box for eightin' and all the dogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack Falaldi Ra. In Mullingar that night I rested, living so weary, started by daylight next morning bright and early. I took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking. That's the Paddy's cure when memories on. We're drinking to see the lassie smile, laughing all the while. And be curious now to set your heart a bubble. They asked me was I hired, what wages I required, till I was nearly tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack Falaldi Ra. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived of you in that fine city. So then I took a stroll among the quality we bundle it was dull. In that little locality something crossed me mind. Oh, when I looked behind, no bundle could I find. Upon me stick a wobbling inquiring for the rogue. They said me Connor Brogue wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack Falaldi Ra. got away, me spirit never failed, and landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. The captain had me roared, said that the road had he when I jumped aboard. A cabin found for Paddy down upon the pigs, made some funny rigs and some hearty jigs. The water round me bubbled in when off Holyhead. I wished myself was dead, or better far instead, on the rocky road to Dublin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack full I'll be wrong.
The boys of the brew pool safely landed, called myself a fool. I couldn't understand it when it began to boil. Temper I was losing, dear old Erin's Isle. They began abusing her on me, so says I, shillelagh I fly. Some Galway boys was nigh, and so I was a hobbling with a loud hooray. Joined in the affray, and quickly saved the day for the rocky road to Dublin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turn her down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin, whack full I'll be wrong.
I'll Tell My Ma is a children's song that's been sung all over the British Isles and Ireland, going back as at least as far as the 19th century. And depending on where the people were, they would change the name of the city that comes up in the chorus. So you might hear London City or Dublin City, and in this case it's Belfast City. Now the song is also part of a game, and the children form a ring. One person stands in the center, and when they get to the part of the song that says, "Please won't you tell me who is she," that person jumps out and another person jumps in. So here is I'll Tell My Ma. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Knock on the door and they ring the bell, oh my true love, are you well? Here she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers and bells on her nose. Old Jenny Laurie says she'll die if she doesn't get the boy with the Roman eye. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high, and the snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma till she comes home. Let the boys stay as they will, for it's Albert Mooney she loves still. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's alright till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she?
Next, we have a couple of tunes for you. Tobin's Jig and Haste to the Wedding, which is also a jig. Jig is a tune in 6/8 time. Goes jiggity, 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 jiggity. That's what a jig is. And these are tunes that we've been playing for many, 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 many years. Um, and very often we play them for old time dances. We don't do the Irish dancing specifically, but we do play for a lot of contra dances, sort of general purpose barn dances. And these tunes are wonderful for dancing to, clapping to, listening to. So Tobin's Jig and Haste to the Wedding. Well, it's my turn to lead, and we'll do for you a song with a wonderful chorus that you probably know. It's one of those things I would hear on the radio back in the 1950s and 60s in March. Um, Addy-doo, addy-doo, ah-day. Addy-doo, addy-day, dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. The Gypsy Rover. How the gypsy rover came over the hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Well, she left her father's castle gate, left her own fond lover. She left her servants and the state to follow the gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Father saddled his fastest steed to ride the valleys all over. He sought his daughter at great speed, and the whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Well, he rode till he came to a castle fine, down by the river Clady. And there was music and there was wine for the gypsy and his lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of the lady. My father, she said, but Lord of these lands all over, and I will stay till my dying day with my whistling gypsy rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Here's Max again, and he's going to do Finnegan's Wake for you. He has the energy for a song like this, which should really charge ahead. Picture of an interesting party.
Tim Finnegan lived in Walking Street, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He had a brogue both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. You see, he'd sort of a tippler's way, with a love for the liquor poor Tim was born. And to help him on his way each day, we'd drop of the porter every morn. Whack for the run, out dance to your partner, welt the floor, you to rock or shake. Wasn't it the truth I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. One morning Tim felt mighty full, his head felt heavy, which made him shake. He fell from a ladder and broke his skull, and they carried him home, his corpse to wake. They wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet and laid him out upon the bed, with a barrel of porter at his feet and a bottle of whiskey at his head. Whack for the run out and see a partner about the floor, you trotter shake. Wasn't it the truth? I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. His friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First she brought out tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco and whiskey punch. Then Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a nice clean corpse did you ever see? Tim Abornine, why did you die? Would you hold your gob, says Paddy McGee. Whack for the run out and see a partner about the floor, you trotter shake. Wasn't it the truth? I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Now Maggie O'Connell took up the job. Biddy, says she, you're wrong, I'm sure. So Biddy fetched her a deck in the gob, which left her sprawling on the floor. And then the war did soon engage. 'Twas woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and eruption soon began. Whack for the run out and see a partner about the floor, you trotter shake. Wasn't it the truth? I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Now Larry Moser, he ducked his head as a bottle of whiskey flew at him. It missed and broke up on the bed, the whiskey scattered over Tim. My God, he revives, see how he rises, Timothy rising from the bed, saying, hurling your whiskey around like blazes, thundering Jesus, did you think I was dead? Whack for the run out and see a partner out the floor, you trotter shake. Wasn't it the truth? I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Whack for the run out and see a partner out the floor, you trotter shake. Wasn't it the truth? I tells you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake.
I had a friend years ago who I've lost touch with, but his name is John O'Hara, and we used to do music together. This is a song that comes from a library. Well, it came from a book from a library, and he was doing some research, looking for some material for an Irish show, and he found this song, Don't Bother to Knock. And neither of us had ever actually heard it, so he came up with an interpretation that I love. And I thought a few years ago, I'd like to revive that and bring it back and bring it into the Fiddlers Green Show. So I went and looked, tried to look it up because I had forgotten a good deal of it. And, I didn't bestir myself to actually go to the South Huntington Library where he found it. No, I thought I would Google. And I Googled, and I Googled, and I Googled, and I Googled, and I just about gave up. But finally, I found it. It was sung by Carmel Quinn. I found it on YouTube. And it was very surprising to me because it was done in the way that I'm sure it was intended to be done, as a very lively kind of a jig melody. And John did it in a very sensitive way. And I like the way John did it. But I'm combining the two. So I'm singing the verses John O'Hara style, and we'll do the chorus a little more Carmel Quinn style. Don't bother to knock. Have you ever been to Riley's place outside of Ballyduff? They say that Riley has a still that brews the finest stuff. If you want to taste the Mountain Dew, then go there any day. And if Riley hears you coming, he will lift his voice and say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home. Now the quality of Riley's brew led quickly to his fame. But soon the local sergeant had caught on to his game. He hopped up on his bicycle and rode down Riley's way. And to his most officious knock, he heard O'Reilly say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock,
don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home.
When Riley went before the judge, he thought he'd just be fined. It turned out that Riley's judge was not the drinking kind. He packed old Riley off to jail with very small delay. When Riley reached the prison gates, he heard the warden say,
Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home.
Now all the town was saddened when they'd heard that Riley died. His wake was well attended by good friends from far and wide. He floated up to heaven on a clear and pleasant day. When Riley reached the pearly gates, he heard St. Peter say,
Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home.
Now that's the tale of Riley and his very pleasant end. They say that up in heaven, he's St. Patrick's greatest friend. 'Twas Riley's brew that drove the snakes from Erin's lovely shore. That's why this Irish welcome waits for you at every door.
Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock. Come in and make yourself at home.
Now we'll bring back Pat O'Rourke to sing Down by the Sally Gardens, which is from a poem by Yeats. It's a song that really benefits from his wonderful voice.
It was down by the Sally Gardens my love and I did meet. She crossed the Sally Gardens with her little snow-white feet, and she bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I was young and foolish, and with her did not agree. In a field down by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid her snow-white hand, and she bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the weirs. But I was young and foolish, and now am full of tears. It was down by the Sally Gardens my love and I did meet. She crossed the Sally Gardens with her little snow-white feet, and she bid me take love easy as the leaves fall from the tree. But I am old and lonely, for with her I did not agree.
This next song is called Kunla, and I'm pretty sure it's the oldest song we're going to do today. It's a lullaby that dates back to the 14th century. It was originally sung in Gaelic, of course, and a couple of hundred years ago, somebody translated it into English. The character Kunla is sort of an imp, and it is an odd little song, but it makes more sense if you know that the Irish term for lullaby means baby tickling song. So here's Kunla. Who is that there now tapping the window pane? Who is that there now tapping the window pane? Who is that there now tapping the window pane? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any nearer to me. Kunla dear, don't come any nearer to me. Kunla dear, don't come any nearer to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. Who is that there now climbing the stairs to me? Who is that there now climbing the stairs to me? Who is that there now climbing the stairs to me? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. And who is that there now pulling the blankets down? Who is that there pulling the blankets down? Who is that there now pulling the blankets down? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. And who is that there now tickling the toes of me? Who is that there now tickling the toes of me? Who is that there now tickling the toes of me? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. And who is that there now tickling the thighs of me? Who is that there now tickling the thighs of me? Who is that there tickling the thighs of me? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. And who is that there now raking the fire for me? Who is that there raking the fire for me? Who is that there now raking the fire for me? Only meself, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Kunla dear, don't come any near to me. Maybe I shouldn't, says Kunla. We have a traditional Irish fiddle tune for you now. It might sound familiar because it's the melody of a song called The Little Beggar Man, which was recorded by the Clancy Brothers and a lot of other people. The tune stands on its own, and it's very popular not just in Ireland, but also in Canada and Scotland, and in the United States, you'll hear it at both old-timey and bluegrass jams. This is Red-Haired Boy.
Next, we have a wonderful song by Max called 10,000 Miles Away. Has a fabulous chorus, wouldn't be too hard to pick up, and Max is going to do it with his great energy. It's a song with a nautical aspect about folks being convicted of crimes and sent away to penal colonies.
Sing ho for a brave and a gallant ship, and a fair and a favouring breeze, a bully crew and a captain too, to carry me o'er the seas, to carry me o'er the seas, me lads, to me true love far away. She's taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. And it's blow your winds, hi-ho, or roving I will go. I'll stay no more on these here shores for to hear the music play. I'm off on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. My true love, she was beautiful, my true love, she was fair. Her eyes shined like the diamonds, bright and golden was her hair. And golden was her hair, me lads, as the big ship left the bay. And I said, will you be true to me 10,000 miles away? It's blow your winds, hi-ho, or roving I will go. I'll stay no more on these here shores for to hear the music play. I'm off on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. Was the day when last I saw my Meg. She'd a government band around each hand, and another one around her leg, and another one around her leg, me lads, as the big ship left the bay. I said, will you remember me 10,000 miles away? It's blow your winds, hi-ho, or roving I will go. I'll say no more on these here shores for to hear the music play. I'm off on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. Now the sun may shine through the Wicklow fog and the Liffey run quite clear. The ocean's brine may turn to wine, and I'll forget my beer. And I'll forget my beer, me lads, and the landlord's tab I'll pay, before I forget my own true love 10,000 miles away. It's blow your winds, hi-ho, a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on these here shores for to hear the music play. I'm off on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away. It's blow your winds, hi-ho, a roving I will go. I'll stay no more on these here shores for to hear the music play. I'm off on the morning train, and I won't be back again. I'm taking a trip on a government ship 10,000 miles away.
Next, we have a song that I felt we really had to put in this show, When Irish Eyes Are Smiling. We've had a rough year, and we're looking towards spring and also to getting back to a relatively normal life. That is possible. To me, the song says it. This is what we should look forward to when we can go out and be smiling again together.
There's a tear in your eye, and I'm wondering why, for it never should be there at all. With such power in your smile, sure a stone you'd beguile, so that never a teardrop should fall. When your sweet lilting laughter's like some fairy song, and your eyes twinkle bright as can be, you should laugh all the while, and all other times smile, and now smile a smile for me. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring, lilt of Irish laughter you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. For your smile is a part of the love in your heart, and it makes even sunshine more bright. Like the linnet's sweet song crooning all the day long, comes your laughter so tender and light. For the springtime of life is the sweetest of all. There is ne'er a real care or regret. And while springtime is ours, throughout all of youth's hours, let us smile each chance we get. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your heart away. One more time. When Irish eyes are smiling, sure it's like a morning spring. In the lilt of Irish laughter you can hear the angels sing. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they'll steal your